Guys, something that you can't help but notice if you go out to dinner on a weekend or during the week, but we were chatting about this with friends this weekend. Eating out, not only are the menus, the food items more expensive, but just there's some hidden fees now and things that if you're not paying attention, you're just paying more every which way, it seems. So menu prices are going up, and then there's the tipping issue, of course. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the average person spent over $3,000 on eating out in 2021. There are sometimes restaurants are now charging you a credit card surcharge
processing
for using,
fees.
Yeah, and that's something that I feel like you don't look for that, do you? Unless you're real on top of things.
Right.
But you're at a restaurant and you don't want to be getting out your magnifying glass, reading every charge. And also, who's got the cash? Unless you're thinking ahead, of course. But yeah, some of these hidden fees. I had friends who went on a vacation recently and they stayed at a resort, and then you really get hit with resort fees, gratuities added in, all these things. And it makes it, you want to spend money to enjoy yourself, but it gets to a point where you're like, wait a minute.
Well, you just feel like you're you just feel like you're getting nickel and dimed all over the place.
Yeah.
Right? And, I mean, I was never one of those people to look at the bill. And it wasn't a money thing. It was almost like a trust thing. I trusted that the server wasn't going to charge me for an extra thing that I didn't get or something like that. But now, because of all these extra fees, is the tip included? Is there a surcharge? Is there a fee for this, that, and the other thing? You have to look at the bill and spend a little bit of time looking at the bill as well.
Yeah.
And I do not like the automatic tip.
Yeah.
The automatic tip in the bill, I do not like that. I understand it, I guess, but I don't like it because, number one, I think it shortchanges the server sometimes. And two, when they, conversely, if they do get the 20% tip in there and then add additional tip, what are you gonna do? Leave it blank?
Right.
You know what I mean? You're probably gonna maybe put a couple of bucks more at least. So
I think
it makes you feel like it makes me feel like a bad person if I leave that line empty as well. So I don't leave with feeling like, oh man, this has been a great experience.
Yeah, I think it puts like the consumers on the front lines because the people who are going to restaurants right now, I feel, are people who know everything is going up, it's more expensive, it's harder to retain work, so we're willing to tip. We are willing to overlook, some aspects of the service not being the same, or you maybe not having our favorite menu items, like it's why I came here. And, supply chain shortage. There has been a lot that we have had to overlook, but then you get to a point, like where you mentioned, where we know the cost of everything is going up. We know you have to try to get these workers and keep these workers. But if there's anything that feels like you're not being totally honest, right? And you're adding extra tip or extra surcharges that you don't
Almost
need.
like you're just jumping on.
Yeah, if you're just
jumping
gonna
on the
pile
train.
on, and it's hard for us too. It's more expensive for us as well.
Because everything is going up, I have done something twice now that I've never done in my life.
What?
Sent the food back.
Ooh, yeah, if you're gonna pay for it.
I have never done that in my life before pandemic, and post-pandemic, I've done it twice. If you are gonna charge me this price for that meal, I'm going to make sure it's done the way I want it.
Yeah.
And if it's not, I'm going to send it back. And if that, I've never done that before. I've always just kind of ate it. And I'm not doing it.
That's a good hashtag, Nine. Do you send the food back? We were out to eat not too long ago, and the food came, and it had been sitting out under the light forever. You could just tell. It was kind of like on top and cold on the bottom, and we just ate it because we thought, when are we going to get this food if we send it back?
Exactly.
So when do you send food back?
That's a lot.
Yeah.
It's very difficult. I do not like doing that at all.
No.
But again, it's one of those things where, like, if you're charging me this and you're going to include this tip and you're going to include this credit card surcharge, I mean, come on,
daylight tax.
help me out,
Dang.
right? Help me out a little bit.
Do a little something.
I'm trying to help you out. You help me out.
Yeah,
a
look
bit,
out for me on the back
right?
end.
Thank
Do you talk too much? We took an online quiz to find out. So it's important to speak with intention if you do maybe think that you're one of the people who talks too much. It makes you more of a successful parent, a friend, or an employee. And better conversations can make us happier. There is a quiz that will tell you whether or not you talk too much. We don't have said quiz at the moment, but
I did take
do you
the
think
quiz.
you do? Yeah?
I took the quiz.
What say you?
I was 22 out of 50, which means I am below the threshold.
Oh, you need to retake
To
it.
talk
Retake
so
it.
much.
Retake it.
But I think it's different being like the TV aspect and the social aspect, because I feel like, this might surprise some people out there, but I feel like I'm a little socially awkward. Like when I don't think I overtalk in groups.
Right.
Now my friends
Like
might.
in real life.
Yeah, like in real life.
Yeah.
This is just like a little playground for me. When I'm out in the real world, like I'm just kind of like a socially awkward kind of guy, I think.
Do you know what was your number?
My score was 20.
Ooh.
The problem with the quiz, I'll tell you what the problem with the quiz is. You have to do this analysis, this self-reporting.
Right.
This is a lot of the medical research is done this way, where it's self-reported. How many sodas do you drink a day? How much salt do you use?
Yeah.
So this quiz was, do you feel like you talk too much?
Nope.
I said, no, I think I talk the right amount.
You need somebody else to take it
Yeah.
about you,
Right.
almost. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably what we should have done.
It is.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That would be funny.
I think, yeah, we are all trying to be better. And this is a talk show, so we do jump in
Sure.
and talk over each other, and it's somewhat intentionally because we're trying to create
It's a
some
show.
fun conversation. But yeah, it is listening. Like if one of the kids says something, and then my husband will want to say, "Well, you need to be investing in a Roth IRA," or whatever. I'm just throwing out a random example for financial advice. And they're just asking about can I borrow the credit card to go do something else?
Oh.
So often I am always trying to listen. Where you want to jump in and give advice or
Yeah.
cut off the sentence midway.
That's not what they're talking about.
Right.
But you have to let them go through the IRA information every time. every time.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah, listening better than talking, I suppose, right? Gen Z says we don't need these work emails. And Gen Z, I agree with you. I mean, we probably need them, but man.
Less of them for sure.
The CEO of an IT firm says out of 250,000 employees, 10% don't check their emails. Not even once a month.
Ooh.
I mean, you have to
It's
check
tough.
your work emails, don't you? He blames it on Instagram and LinkedIn, saying it works better for communicating. A 2020 survey by a consumer tech research firm found that Google Docs, Zoom, and iMessages were frequently used for collaborative communication among people under 30. Another research found that 1,000 IT workers prefer real-time business chat apps like Slack and Microsoft Teams over emails. Doesn't it all just tend to become, whether it's through email, so we have work email, we also use Slack here, whatever it is, it all becomes a cumbersome communication process where you're digging through stuff to try and sort it all out.
I do like the Slack. I like Slack a lot. I feel like if you send me a Slack message,
You get that quicker than an email?
Well, I get it because the email has become such minutia. I mean, out of every 100 emails that I get,
yeah.
maybe 8 of them are worth opening up and not some like advertisement or some random thing.
Right.
That's the problem. It's not the work emails.
Like
it's
junk mail.
all
Yeah,
the
it's
junk.
like junk mail. But even the work email, there's a PR firm in New York that will just send blast emails out
Right.
to entire contact lists. So it's probably not one. That's what Al Johnson's for.
He sorts through all the stuff.
You're welcome. He sorts through all that.
I do not. I mean, I think maybe it's Gen Z and millennials because we led this charge, and let's include checking the actual mail as well. You just don't need to do
So
it.
you don't like the real mail.
Nope.
And you don't want the email.
I don't want any mail. I don't
you want no
email,
mail.
J-mail, regular mail.
Do you
nothing.
how do you want people to communicate with you besides face to face?
Face-to-face, text. Don't ring the doorbell if I didn't expect you. Okay?
All right.
Yeah,
But-
just keep it light. And then one central place. The only thing with like apps and things like Slack is you email me at my work email, then we're on Slack. Then we have
A Zoom.
Zoom. Then we have iNews mail. Like it's too much. I don't know where you put the message, so it's best you just find me.
Even the kids' school, they don't. I think they send emails too, but they communicate through apps. Like you get the app, and that's your kid's teacher will message you and send pictures or assignments.
Yeah.
That's
This
a
is what your
lot.
kid's
What about
doing
the
through the
patient
app.
portal with your doctor's office? Do you guys have a patient
Yes.
portal?
Yes.
Ooh, that patient portal.
See, that's another one. There's just
Because you're calling, and she's like, put it in the No, I'm talking to you right now. Can you just
right. Check the portal.
throw it in?
Right.
Throw it
Even
in
my
for
kids
me?
are like, I don't want to go to the portal.
Oh my God.
Like
Hate
it's
that
a bad place, like
Oh,
it's purgatory.
so annoying.
Like all your information's in the portal. You have to. Oh, I can't remember how to log into it.
It's too much.
That's the
Yeah.
thing, because you got a million different passwords for every different
All
well.
with unique characters.
capital and lowercase.
We have
Use a
solved
number,
nothing
don't
here.
use a number. No.
Yeah, where are we going with this?
I don't know.
Just it's not. It's a
Don't
grievance
talk to us
hour.
at all.